Hi all, welcome to Learn Easy channel. In today's video, you're going to learn the difference between N, secondary, iso, tertiary and neo prefixes. These are the prefixes used in common names and they are not used in IUPAC names. So you have to use these prefixes only in common names and you should not use these in IUPAC names. Okay, before learning the prefixes, you should know what is primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary carbon atoms. First, we see what are the primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary carbon atoms. So, when you see a compound like CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3, this is nothing but butane. So, this carbon atom is attached to only one carbon atom. So this carbon atom is attached to only one carbon atom, so it is primary carbon. So when you see this carbon, it is attached to two carbon atoms. So this carbon atom is said to be secondary carbon. Okay, like this. This carbon is attached to two carbon atoms, so it is a secondary carbon. When you see this compound, this carbon is attached to 1, 2 and 3 carbon atoms. So, it is a tertiary carbon atom. When you see this compound, when you take this carbon, it is attached to 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 carbon atoms. This carbon is attached to 4 carbon atoms. So, this carbon atom is said to be quaternary carbon. So, usually we write quaternary carbon as neo. We'll include the prefix neo in common name. Okay. Now, I hope you are clear with the primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary carbon atoms. Now, we will see how to use the prefixes in common names. Okay, here I have taken a propyl group and this R group can be any alkane or alkene or any compound. Okay, and the substituent is the CH2, CH2, CH3. This is nothing but a propyl group. So when it is a straight chain, when the substituent is a straight chain, the propyl is a straight chain. So we include the name N propyl. So when you write N-propyl in the common name, it should be a straight chain. Then only you can write N-propyl. For example, this R is a butene. Then you can write N-propyl butene. Okay, the substituent will be N-propyl. And this carbon atom, when you take this carbon atom, it is a primary carbon atom. So N-propyl, when it is attached to some R group, that carbon atom will be a primary carbon atom. Then we can say it is an N-propyl group. Okay. When you take this example, the CH is attached to an OH group. So this is also a propyl group and it is an attached to OH group. Find out what type of carbon atom it is. It is attached to 2 carbon. So it is a secondary carbon atom. Okay. So when this R group is attached to a secondary carbon atom, we can write this as secondary propyl, and this the name will follow here, like whatever is the R group, that will follow after this. So this is a secondary propyl group. Okay. When you take this example, this carbon atom is attached to, here also it is attached to 2 carbon atoms and it is attached to R group. Okay, but when you see the difference between this one and this one, the methyl group is shifted here. So when the methyl group is shifted down, then this type of arrangement will write it as iso, and here it is an isopropyl group, so it is isopropyl. Okay, so this is an isopropyl. So this is the difference between secondary propyl and isopropyl, and usually the isopropyl group will not be a straight chain. It will be a branched chain, like one of the carbon atom will be shifted down. So it will be a branched chain, and the one of the methyl group which is in the one of the methyl group which is shifted down, thus that methyl group will be usually in the second position. 1 and 2. Usually it will be in the second carbon atom. It should have been attached to the second carbon atom. Then we call it as an isopropyl group. So I'll repeat it again. When there is a straight chain group attached to an R, if it is a straight chain, we write it as N-propyl. And if a secondary carbon atom is attached to the R group, then it is a secondary propyl. And secondary propyl, usually it will be a straight chain structure. When you take an isopropyl group, the one of the carbon atom will be shifted down and it will be a branched chain, and the methyl group which is shifted down, one of the carbon atoms which is shifted down will be usually it will be attached to the second carbon atom. Okay, so 1 to here also it is attached to the second carbon atom. So then we call it as isopropyl. Okay. Now we'll move on to the next example. I'll explain with pentane group, like pentyl group. Okay. So this carbon is attached to an OH group, and this is a primary carbon. So we'll write it as N-pentyl. Since there are 5 carbon atoms, we'll write it as N-pentyl alcohol. Because OH group is attached, so we can write it as N-pentyl alcohol. So here this carbon atom is secondary. So we'll write it as secondary SEC. We'll write the prefix SEC, secondary pentyl alcohol. Okay. Now we'll see the next one. When you see this structure here, this is an isopropyl group because one carbon has been shifted down and the carbon atom is in the attached to the second carbon. Okay, so 1 to this to the second carbon the methyl group is attached. So it is isopentyl alcohol. Okay. Okay. Now when you see this compound, this carbon is a tertiary carbon. So it is called tertiary pentyl alcohol. Okay. So when you see this carbon, when you see this compound and this carbon is a quaternary carbon. So usually the quaternary carbon will name it as neo. So this carbon we write it as neo pentyl alcohol. Okay, now we can learn with some more examples. Okay, here in the above example I have shown with R group. Now I have for the R group I have written some compound. Okay, that is the difference. First we'll find out what is this R group. CH3, CH, CH2, double bond CH2. It has 4 carbon atom. So it is a and you have a double bond. So it is a butene. Okay, butene, and then butene 1, 2 and 3 position. Third position you have a substituent. So we are going to name this substituent. Okay, so 1, 2 and 3. Third position you have a substituent group. Find out what is the substituent group. CH2, CH2, CH3 is propyl. So we can write 3. In 3 position you have the substituent. So 3 hyphen, it is N-propyl because it is a straight chain. So we can write N-propyl butene. Okay. Now we move on to this one. The same substituent is attached to secondary carbon. This is also a propyl group, but it is attached to a secondary carbon. So we can write it as, again it is in third position only. Numbering is 3, 1, 2 and 3. Okay. So 3 hyphen, this is secondary propyl butene. Okay. When you take this compound, it is a tertiary carbon atom. So it is 3 hyphen tertiary butyl. It is a 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 carbon atoms attached. So it is a tertiary butyl group. Tertiary butyl butene. Okay. When you see this compound, the substituent group is attached to an isopropyl group. The methyl group is shifted down. So, this is an isopropyl group. In 3 position, the isopropyl group is attached. So, it is 3-isopropyl butene. Okay. When you see this compound, one of the hydrogen group is attached to a substituent, and this substituent is a neopentyl group because it has 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 carbon atoms, and it is a quaternary carbon. So this group itself is a neopentyl group. So we write it as in 3 position the substituent is attached. So it is 3-neopentyl butene. I hope you understand this concept. If you have any doubts, please post your doubts in comment section. Thank you and thanks for watching.